If you're looking for an Nvidia-backed stock, this is the play for you. I'll give you the ticker right now. It's APLD, Applied Digital. And in this video, I'm going to give you the news and when to buy it, as well as the price levels. Let's jump into APLD as well as two other tickers that I'll also give you right now that I think have great buy potential. FSLR is probably slightly better buy, and Unity is a stock that is a little bit more well known and I still think is a good buy. Let's jump into APLD right off the bat. This stock is sort of at a double top right here. You can see it was rejected today. And I think if it holds this level of 14 technically and can build out a base here, it could make a solid move and break out above this 15 level into blue skies. They are backed by Nvidia. That's a huge vote of confidence. Nvidia invests in a limited number of companies. It's not like they're using Nvidia chips or they have a collaboration with Nvidia. They are literally have Nvidia on their cap table. Their earnings did come in strong. Revenue was up 20% year over year. AI and semiconductor infrastructure is the hottest sector in the market right now. And APLD supplies next generation AI data centers. And with Nvidia being the largest provider of GPUs, Nvidia investing in this AI data center company is a really good tell that big companies like Meta, like Microsoft, and startups that rely on NVIDIA's GPUs and spend hundreds of millions of dollars to train their AI models are going to also look to APLD because of that NVIDIA APLD connection. So that's APLD. That's the risk level that I recommend. Do your own research and manage your own risk. But I think that's a good place, that $14 level, to look for a buy. Next ticker is NVST, Navitas Semiconductors. They're well known for gallium nitride and silicon carbide chips. And they help make data centers run more efficiently, as well as renewable energy systems run efficiently. There's a growing link between renewable energy systems and data centers. The data centers can actually be used to balance out power demand around the country because wind and solar are so intermittent. Additionally, wind and solar build-outs can be used to power data centers as more data centers get built as well. So it's a very connected ecosystem where the growth of wind and solar and the growth of data centers feed into one another. Nvidia is working with Navitas. Basically, Nvidia needs high efficiency AI compute because their GPUs require such massive amounts of power that existing companies can't really supply the amount of power and compute that they need. So the stock is reacting to all of this. We can see that the earnings were good. The reaction was good. They actually had a net loss back in 2024, but the market is exploding. And as we move into the second half of 2025, now we can see they actually beat on earnings per share here And they have a growing expectation that they have a lot of IP that's going to be valuable to larger companies in the future. So larger companies could acquire them, talking about the Metas, the Amazons of the world, or they could buy some of that IP off of them. They have over 300 patents, and the AI, the electric vehicle, the green energy trends are only getting bigger. And as I mentioned, that tie in between wind and solar, there's also that electric vehicle battery tie in with data centers where they can also be used to charge and send some of their charge back to the power grid and vice versa. This next gen data center that NVTS is building is going to be very interconnected with all of the biggest companies, Tesla, Nvidia, of course, and even startups like OpenAI and its competitors, Grok, XAI, which look to find ways to eke out a few percentage points of improvement in these AI performance scores. So this is the AI data center efficiency stock. And I think it's an efficient use of your capital as well, given the analysis that I just provided. Now let's talk a little bit of an older name. It's crazy to say that because this is a software name. This was the booming sector up until about a year ago when AI started to eat its lunch. Unity is not just a gaming company, they do real-time 3D software for big important industries like automotive, architecture, as well as AI simulations. So think a Tesla car could drive around the country, or it could simulate different scenarios that are so unique they might occur in very small frequency in the real world. And I'm talking about coming up on a stop sign when a pedestrian crosses and that pedestrian is running, and you understand the scenarios that a gaming company could help simulate that you may not want to rely on existing information collected through sensors to plug into your Tesla that's being operated autonomously. So that's the bull case for Unity beyond just gaming. They did also beat earnings expectations to give you a fundamental reason that is grounded in current financial, strong subscription and cloud revenue growth. Subscription revenue is the name of the game. And they have 3D adoption that I think even if gaming isn't as big as it once was, it's not a non-starter for a company like Unity because they're so evolved. Like Nvidia, they've grown out of their gaming roots and they're serving the biggest industries in the world that all want to be at the forefront of enterprise AI. So I think APLD is the best buy, with the price of 14 being the most important level to look for a bounce at. NVST is right there. They just broke out today. And if it can hold this 20, 21 level, even if it comes back and touches it, this earnings volume is very strong here. We can see it reflected at the volume by price chart here. So all of these buyers here are currently in the money up here. In other words, if the price bounces off here, everyone's still making money, so no one's going to sell. Unity has a long-term uptrend, and their growth story is massive with the AI simulation. Think about all of the applications of synthetic data that, for example, Elon is talking about training X with. Unity is the type of company that would generate and use that synthetic data to create a bunch of combinations of scenarios that an LLM like you talk to with Grok or Chat or a Tesla car would precautionarily run through before actually being used in your backyard on your street, which I think makes us all happy and safer, knowing that Unity exists. So not to get too sappy on AI, those are the 3 plays. I can't say enough good things about AI right now. And if you want to hear more AI analysis, if you want to hear about stocks that aren't just Nvidia, just Meta, this is the channel that can help you find undiscovered gems that have a lot of upside potential. So you can get in before it's talked about on the big channels or on news outlets like CNBC. So if that sounds like a mission and a cause you want to help make happen, if you want to see this channel grow, subscribe down below. It makes the channel look like the information is as or more professional than those other outlets, those other channels. We want everyone to grow, but I do think this information is top notch. I think it's going to make you money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do ask you to do your own research. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.